There are plenty of gods or teachers that were better than Jesus.
Alright, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anytime I do a video upon this man, I'm always going to have to show this background, but then I'm also going to have to announce that this man is a 32nd degree Freemason and he's caught lying about the Bible. He's talking about how Jesus' sacrifice was unnecessary. It was very well necessary and needed for our salvation, for us to even be here at this point that we're at now in time. Also, on the show footage of him saying for himself that Lucifer is the good guy and the God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, is the bad guy. By the way, Freemasons believe the same thing, which is what he's tied to.
So there are two separate beings. At no time have the serpent or Thoth been correlated with the Satan, because that's Enlil, who is also El and Yahweh.
And you see, that's my thing though with Freemasonry and all this occultism. Like how you said Enlil is Yahweh, correct?
And El.
So yeah. He's the bad guy. Enlil is the bad guy, and Inky is the good guy. Because I learned this also from Billy Carson.
Enlil is the bad guy, and Inky is most of the time the good guy. Sometimes Inky does some jacked up stuff.
So Enlil, i.e. Jesus, i.e. Adonai, i.e. Yahweh, he's the bad guy within the scenario, correct?
Yep.
How is this so?
Most of the time.
How can Adonai, how can Yahweh be bad when...
Now, since you heard it from the Freemason out of his own lips, let's go to some beautiful teachings that Jesus taught. And it says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 1, seeing the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. As we can see, people, Jesus taught things that are not just earthly, but heavenly as well. And then not also that, he taught us about the future. People like Confucius and all those other people he could try to name, the Dalai Lama and all that other nonsense, they're not telling us the stuff that Jesus told us. They're not bringing truth and correction and righteousness to the table like Jesus did. They don't stand out like how Jesus did. That's why you don't hear about the Dalai Lama like how you hear about Jesus Christ. That's why the Dalai Lama ain't in so much controversy like how Jesus is. Because it's a total onslaught on Jesus Christ, his name, character, identity, everything about him. It's all about Jesus Christ. It ain't about the Dalai Lama. It ain't about any other teacher you can name, me included. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a bushel, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. This is the beautiful teaching of Jesus Christ. The Dalai Lama, Confucius, Elijah Muhammad, whatever his name is. I don't care who you want to put on the list and up against Jesus Christ and his teachings. They will not top him. It is God himself speaking. This man thinking that anybody else can be a better teacher than Jesus Christ is utter blasphemy. But like I said, in Freemasonry, the 30, 31st, 32nd, and 33rd know that they worship Lucifer. And he a 32nd. and you renouncing Jesus Christ when you at the top. All right, now it says this, people. Now there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. This man came to Jesus by night and said to him, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from God, for no one can do these signs that you do unless God is with him. So this man already knew that he was sent from God. Jesus answered him, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus said to him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? Jesus answered, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. That which is born of the flesh is spirit, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Do not marvel that I said to you, you must be born again. The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear its sound, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit. I can't see the rest of that because of the flashlight blur, but you guys can see it. And the point is, though, not even a teacher of Israel could compete with or understand or comprehend the stuff that Jesus was talking about, people. And you think that Confucius or anybody else could mess with him or comprehend or top that? John 10. Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and lends them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger will not follow, but they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. This figure of speech Jesus used with them, but they did not understand what he was saying to them. Like I said, if Confucius or anybody else you want to name was in that crowd, they would have never understood it either. This man only gonna say what he's gonna say because he has hate in his heart for the God of the Bible, because of the demon that is on his back. And he needs to pray to God that it comes off before Jesus returns. Or if he was to not wake up, God willing that doesn't happen though, but if that was ever to happen, wherever his destination was headed, it's sealed.
There are plenty of gods or teachers that were better than Jesus. But the first statement that Christ Wilde here makes, and although this conversation I was not involved in it, I found this particular statement to be interesting, is the first statement that he makes is that all religions stem from each other. And that is far, far, far away from the truth. All religions do not stem from each other. And in an earlier statement, he said that all religions come from one God creating all of the universe. And that is even false within itself, even if you only looked at Mediterranean and Mesopotamian deities and religions. Because when you look at the Mediterranean only, then what you will see is that as far as the Kemetic religion is concerned, the universe was created by the two waters, and those two waters then came together. So creation happened based on two different gods. Whether we're looking at it from the Ogdo, which would actually make it more than two gods, it would make it actually 8 different gods or 8 essences, which becomes unified into the one God Ra. But still, it is not from one source, one deity, one consciousness that all the universe was created as far as the Kemetic teachings are concerned. When you look at the Sumerian teachings, in the Sumerian teachings, it is not from Anu, but it's from Anu and Namu. The two come together to create the universe.
What Buddy doesn't care to mention to you guys is that's all pagan gods. Same gods, just a different name. Chaldeans, Baal or Merodach. Ninus, the son of Tammuz. Rhea, the mother. Ishtar, Ashtaroth. Look what you have in Egypt, India, China.